Well, I think it's a huge honour anyway to be asked to play for your country. Exactly the same honour to then being asked to coach your country. So with what I've seen over the Six Nations and what Stuart has developed with a New England side, with the youngsters that they've got, when Stuart had a first meeting with me, I was very interested and very keen to try and move on forward with him. I think him and Graham Roundtree and Andy Farrell, of course, have created something pretty special there in a short space of time, and I'd like to try and be able to carry that on.
Now, when Stuart Lancaster started as interim coach, few expected him to be offered the full-time role at that stage. With news that Wayne Smith's turned down the longer-term appointment with England, this must surely affect the view you now have of what you might be able to achieve in coaching terms with England.
Well, I've always said, week in rugby union is a long time. I'm one of those people that live for the now and work in the now. So, my opportunity is currently over next 2 months, and that's something I'll really massively focus on. And whatever happens after that is up to Stuart and how things go. So I have an opportunity now, and I will try and make the most of my opportunity.
Does it make it all the more tasty having seen that Stuart had the Six Nations to prove himself, and actually his just desserts was that he ended up being given the full-time role, and now it changes your outlook a little to say, well, actually if I really succeed at this role, there isn't anyone else in the frame now? Yeah,
very much so. Again, I haven't worked with Stuart before. I haven't worked with Graham before. Obviously, I know them quite well, so it does help. But I think it's a response you get from the players, response you get on how we want to play the game. I think Stuart's very, very relaxed. He's a relaxed individual, and I think he brings the best out of those players. So if I can introduce certain things, especially from an attacking point of view, is something I don't think they focus massively on. We could see England becoming much more of an attacking threat as well as a defensive threat.
Yes, what are those first things you need to do? As you mentioned there, Stuart's attitude change within the England side has been one of the main things that we can look at. What do you think you're going to be bringing as your first steps into your new role?
Well, again, the attacking threats. I think what we've got some extremely talented youngsters that express themselves week in, week out in the Guinness Premiership. It's obviously a lot harder on international stage to do it, but that is my job now, to try and get the best out of these young guys and put them in positions where they can really go out and express themselves. And that is my role.
Well, finally, Mike, in the twilight of your playing career, I'll be polite here, but your rugby brain was very capable of putting you in positions that perhaps, shall we say, the body might not have done naturally if left to its own devices. So is it that sort of rugby intellect that you're going to be hoping you can instill to these players, and that the fans can hope to see you imparting to them?
I think what they've got at the moment, the likes of Owen Farrell, even at the age of 20, 21, he had probably what I've got at 35 or 36. So, these guys are phenomenal. These youngsters are phenomenal. And all I want to do is really put a few things in place where these guys can go out and express themselves and just do what they do on a weekly basis. And that's the nice thing about Stuart, and the environment he's created there at the moment is he's letting those players go out and do what they're very, very good at. And, I'll tweak a few things here and there. But it is up to the players. They're all very, very good players, capable of playing international level, and it's now up to them to go and do it.
Well, Mike, whether it's short term or indeed it ends up being longer term, best of luck, and we look forward to what you can bring.
Thanks very much.